Sure, travel is about stunning landscapes and cultural experiences, but let's be honest. The real hidden gems are the unexpected creatures you stumble upon along the way. From frogs that break their own bones to tiny dragons that steal venom, get ready for a trip filled with weird wonders. That's why, instead of visiting famous landmarks, we're diving into the strangest corners of nature. Madagascar, a land of lemurs. But instead you meet the ai, a primate that looks like a goblin who just lost a bet with nature. With wild eyes, messy fur, and an extra long middle finger, this little guy always looks startled. But that creepy finger, it's actually a bug-catching tool. The ai taps on tree bark, listens for insect movement, then chews a hole and fishes out its meal with its bony nightmare finger. Honestly, if Edward Scissorhands had a pet, this would be it. Over in Madagascar, we meet the lowland streaked TENREC, aka a punk rock hedgehog on an energy drink binge. It's got bright yellow and black quills, but the weirdest part, it makes sounds by rubbing them together like a tiny, angry violinist. If it's threatened, it headbutts enemies with its spiky forehead. Imagine getting in a fight and your opponent's first move is to stab you with their hair. Nature is wild. Japan and Eastern Europe have a furry little trickster, the raccoon dog. It looks like a raccoon, waddles like a raccoon. But plot twist, it's actually a dog. In Japanese folklore, tanukis, the raccoon dog, are said to shapeshift into people. In real life, they steal food, hibernate in winter, and live their best bandit lives. Basically, the laziest thieves in the animal kingdom. Now, let's bounce over to Africa for the springhare, a rodent that doesn't walk. It hops like a kangaroo. But here's the kicker, it glows under UV light. Yes, it turns into a tiny neon red rave dancer under a black light. Scientists still don't know why it glows, but I like to think it just wanted to be extra fabulous. Ever heard of wolves that whistle? Meet the dhole, a wild dog found across Asia. These guys don't bark, they whistle. Imagine walking through the jungle and suddenly hearing a high-pitched choir of wolf whistles echoing around you. They also hunt in packs and take down prey much bigger than themselves. Basically, adorable, but terrifying. The ocean has its own master of disguise, the mimic octopus. This shape-shifting cephalopod doesn't just change color, it can impersonate other animals. Need to avoid a predator? It'll turn into a poisonous lionfish, a sea snake, or even a flatfish and slither away like it belongs there. Imagine snorkeling in Indonesia and seeing an octopus suddenly morph into something else right before your eyes. Do you scream? Do you question reality? Either way, you'll never trust the ocean again. Panda ant. It's not an ant, and it's definitely not cuddly. The panda ant is actually a wasp, and its sting is so painful, it's nicknamed the cow killer. Looks adorable and fuzzy, but try to pet it. Instant regret. If you see one in Chile, admire it from a very safe distance. The thornbug, native to Mexico, Central and South America, and are also found in southern Florida and Texas, is the world's laziest camouflage artist. It looks exactly like a thorn, and that's it. That's its whole strategy. It just sits there, hoping nothing eats it. Honestly, same. This one is straight out of a horror movie. The hairy frog, aka the Wolverine frog, native to Central Africa, has a superpower when threatened. It breaks its own bones and pushes them through its skin to make claws. Yes, this frog has instant Wolverine-style bone weapons. Nature. Are you okay? Now let's head to the ocean for a real-life Pokemon. The blue dragon. This tiny sea slug floats upside down and looks like a neon dragon. Here's the kicker. It eats venomous jellyfish and steals their venom to use as its own defense. Basically, it wins every battle. A moth that looks like a tiny, fluffy poodle? Yep. Discovered in 2009 in Venezuela, the poodle moth has big black eyes, fuzzy antennae, and a body that looks straight out of a Studio Ghibli movie. Scientists still don't know much about it. But honestly, I'd keep it as a pet. Meet the satanic leaf-tailed gecko from Madagascar, a lizard that looks exactly like a dead leaf. If the name wasn't dramatic enough, when threatened, it opens its mouth and screams. Yep, a shouting leaf lizard. Nature is just showing off at this point. Pangolin, the walking pine cone. This bizarre, scaly mammal looks like a mix between an armadillo and a pine cone with legs. Pangolins are covered in tough keratin scales, making them the only mammal with built-in armor. If threatened, they curl into a perfect ball, making them nearly impossible to bite through. You will find them in forests and grasslands of Africa and Asia. Their diet consists mostly ants and termites, which they slurp up with a tongue longer than their body. Their weirdest feature are that their scales are razor-sharp and can cut predators when they roll up. They have a special superpower that they can spray a stinky musk like a skunk to ward off threats. Imagine walking through the jungle and spotting what looks like a dinosaur egg suddenly get up and waddle away. Do you follow it? Do you run? Either way, it's armored and ready for battle. Barreleye fish is a deep-sea weirdo that has a completely transparent head, revealing its glowing green eyeballs inside. It lives in total darkness, but its telescope-like eyes can rotate straight up through its own skull to spot prey above. It lives in the deep Pacific Ocean, 2,000 to 2,600 feet, 700 to 800 meters, down. Their diet consists of jellyfish and small drifting sea creatures. The weirdest feature is its eyes. They are tube-shaped and glow green, helping it filter out sunlight and spot bioluminescent prey. Its superpower is that it can steal food from jellyfish eating siphonophores without getting stung. Imagine dropping a camera into the ocean and seeing a floating fish with a see-through head staring back at you. Do you panic? NARWHAL is the unicorn of the sea. This Arctic whale looks like a mythical sea creature. But that giant horn isn't a horn at all. It's actually an overgrown spiraled tooth. This tusk, which can reach up to 10 feet long, 3 meters, is packed with millions of nerve endings, making it a giant sensory organ. Narwhals live in the icy waters of the Arctic near Canada, Greenland, and Russia, where they hunt for squid, shrimp, and fish. One of their strangest features is that some narwhals have 2 tusks, while others, mostly females, don't have one at all. Scientists believe that narwhals use their tusk to sense changes in water temperature, pressure, and salinity, almost like a built-in climate sensor. Imagine kayaking in the Arctic and seeing a real-life unicorn rise from the water. Do you take a picture? Do you rethink everything you know about whales? Either way, you just met one of nature's strangest creatures. Safe travels. And remember, never pet a panda ant.